17 weeks are down in Season 23 of the Madden Showcase League, and we are set up for an absolutely wild finish to the regular season as we make the final playoff push. Week 17 gave us a lot of high-stake games when it came to playoff football. Both the AFC and NFC are still wide open and up for grabs. So let's get it started. Here's what's happening around the MSL. We start things out with two division leaders as Coach Purr and the Chicago Bears host Coach Hunta and the Atlanta Falcons. Huge matchup this week in Chicago, as Bijan Robinson is going to house this carry to give the Falcons a 7-point lead over the Bears in the fourth quarter. The Falcons looking to put the Bears away, and Desmond Ridder throws another interception. Eddie Jackson brings it back to get the Bears right back into this game. We are tied at 24 late. The Falcons jump out to a 31-24 lead, and Bijan Robinson will put the final nail in the coffin against the Bears. He takes it into the end zone, and the Falcons walk out of Chicago with a huge win. They will win the NFC South next week with a win. The Bears will win the NFC North Division with a win and a Lions loss. Moving out to Denver now, a big AFC West divisional matchup. Coach Dustin and the Chargers taking on Coach Cam and the Broncos. An AFC West offensive shootout this week in Denver. With 4 minutes left, Wilson connects with Cortland Sutton down the field. Herbert and the Chargers fire back as he connects with Gerald Everett to make it a one-score game late. Time would run out for the Chargers, though, as they will drop to 10-6 on the season. They take on the Chiefs next week with a playoff spot on the line. The Broncos jump to 10-6 and take over the division. They will win the AFC West next week with a win. Out to Seattle, where Coach Wes and the Seahawks host Coach Nick and the Steelers. Starting things out in the third quarter, Thompson Robinson connects with one of the best receivers in the league. DK Metcalf hauls that one in for 6. Pickett and the Steelers trying to stay in the game, and Pickett is going to throw an interception. Hall takes that back to the house to put the game out of reach. The Seahawks end up winning 45-27. Seattle moves to 11-5 on the season and clinches a first-round bye next week with a win. Steelers drop to 12-4 with the loss. They will take on the Ravens next week for the AFC North Division and possibly the 1 seed in the AFC Conference. For the Week 17 MSL Game of the Week, we have Coach Billy and the Chiefs hosting Coach Chalupa and the Bengals. A snowy day at Arrowhead caused a lot of trouble for both quarterbacks. First quarter, Mahomes is picked off by DJ Turner of the Bengals as he takes it back to the house for 7. Turner continues his Rookie of the Year campaign. This would be the only touchdown of the game for the Bengals. Later on in the second quarter, MVP candidate halfback Isaiah Pacheco takes that one into the end zone to tie the game at 7. 2 minutes left in the game, down by 9. Mahomes chucks it up, and that pass is picked off by Mike Hilton. The Bengals come away with a huge win to keep their season alive. They move to 10-6 on the season and control their own destiny, only needing to win next week to clinch a playoff spot. The Chiefs drop to 10-6 as well. They will take on the Chargers next week, where the winner will clinch a playoff berth. Taking a look at a few other games from around the league, the Lions, led by quarterback Max Duggan, go into Dallas and get the job done, defeating the Cowboys 45-21. They clinched a playoff berth with their win and have eliminated the Cowboys from playoff contention. Their offense has gotten a new life since Duggan took over with a brand new offensive scheme. Meanwhile, in Buffalo, Coach Reese and the Bills clinched the AFC East Division with their win over the New England Patriots. Coach Teo and the Patriots have officially been eliminated from playoff contention after starting the season 6-0. Now let's take a look at the injury report around the league after Week 17. Kansas City Chiefs starting cornerback L'Jarius Sneed exited their Week 17 game against the Bengals after dislocating his elbow. The Chiefs will be without Sneed in their regular season finale next week against the Chargers. He will be eligible to return if the Chiefs were to get to the AFC Championship game. Meanwhile, down in Miami, their veteran offensive tackle, Terron Armstead, will miss the remainder of Season 23 after he dislocated his ankle in their Week 17 matchup. It is a huge blow to the Dolphins team that is still competing to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Taking a look at the playoff pictures heading into the final week of the regular season, starting first in the AFC Conference. The Ravens, Bills, Colts, and Broncos all hold their division in seeds 1 through 4. The Steelers, Chargers, and the Bengals hold the AFC wildcards as of right now. The Chiefs will jump into the playoffs with a win against the Chargers. In order for the Dolphins to clinch a wildcard berth, they must win and have a Bengals loss. Then taking a look at the NFC side of the playoffs, Coach Wes and the Seahawks currently hold the #1 seed, followed by the Falcons, Eagles, and Bears seeds. 2 through 4, the 49ers, Lions, and the Panthers hold on to the wild cards in the NFC. Coach Guapo and the Bucks look in from the outside. They can clinch the #7 seed for the NFC. If they defeat Coach Alex and the Carolina Panthers in Week 18, there is still a lot to play for in both conferences. Finally, taking a look ahead, next week to the final week of the regular season in Season 23, starting first with Coach Guapo and the Bucks taking on Coach Alex and the Panthers. Winner will clinch a playoff spot in the NFC. If Alex and the Panthers win and the Falcons lose to Coach Ali and the Saints, then the Panthers will win the NFC South Division, then to Cincinnati, where Coach Chalupa and the Bengals just need to knock off Coach Mark and the Browns to clinch a wild card for the AFC. The Browns have been playing their best of the season lately. They will look to spoil Chalupa's playoff chances. Then an AFC East divisional rival with a rivalry brewing between Coach Reese and the Bills versus Coach Barry and the Dolphins. Reese and the Bills have already clinched the AFC East division. They can clinch the first round bye with a win and a Ravens loss. Coach Barry and the Dolphins clinch a wild card berth with a win of their own and a Bengals loss. Then to Baltimore. The AFC North Division title is on the line as Coach Cam and the Ravens, host coach Nick and the Steelers. The Ravens currently hold the #1 seed in the playoffs. The Steelers can clinch the 1 seed for the AFC with a win and a Bills loss in Los Angeles. The Chargers host the Chiefs with the winner clinching a wild card spot. If the Raiders were to defeat the Broncos, then the winner of the Chiefs and Chargers game will win the AFC West Division title. There is still a lot to play for as we are setting up for a crazy ending to Season 23 in the MSL. We'll see you next time for the Season 23 playoffs in the Madden Showcase League.